Hi, my name is Pat, and this is my channel, Book Chat with Pat, and I'm glad that you're here. Today is Poetry Thursday. I'm also celebrating the Phenomenal Woman Readathon, sponsored by my dear friend, Marilyn Maya Mendoza. Throughout the month of August, we are reading the works of Maya Angelou, we're sharing her poetry, we're reading her memoirs, and we're reading the works of other phenomenal women. So I did another video in which I read Maya Angelou's poem On the Pulse of Morning, which was a poem that she wrote for the inauguration in 1993 of President Bill Clinton. So I did a separate video in which I read Maya Angelou's poem. But I wanted to do a little bit more for this Poetry Thursday, and I wanted to just share a few poems by some other phenomenal poets, phenomenal female poets. So I've just picked out a few poems that I thought I would read today, as I've been looking for ways to continue to share poetry on the channel since I stopped doing the poetry shorts every day. So once again, during this month, the Phenomenal Woman Readathon, we are celebrating Marilyn Maya Mendoza's 4th year on BookTube. Her anniversary is this month. It's also her birthday, and she also had a very significant personal connection to Maya Angelou. And so we're sort of combining all of those things to help Marilyn celebrate. So today I just thought I would share a few poems. They're connected sort of by theme or content. I'm sure you'll be able to figure that out. But just a few female poets that have been important in my life. So the first one that I'm going to read is a poem by Edna St. Vincent Millay, and this is called City Trees. The trees along this city street, save for the traffic and the trains, would make a sound as thin and sweet as trees in country lanes. And people standing in their shade out of a shower undoubtedly would hear such music as is made upon a country tree. O little leaves that are so dumb against the shrieking city air, I watch you when the wind has come. I know what sound is there. And next, I wanted to read a poem by my favorite, Mary Oliver, and this comes from her New and Selected Poems, Volume 1. This is a poem that I used to teach, and this is called The Black Walnut Tree. My mother and I debate. We could sell the black walnut tree to the lumberman and pay off the mortgage. Likely some storm anyway will churn down its dark boughs, smashing the house. We talk slowly, two women trying in a difficult time to be wise. Roots in the cellar drains, I say, and she replies that the leaves are getting heavier every year and the fruit harder to gather away. But something brighter than money moves in our blood, an edge sharp and quick as a trowel that wants us to dig and sow. So we talk, but we don't do anything. That night, I dream of my fathers out of Bohemia, filling the blue fields of fresh and generous Ohio with leaves and vines and orchards. What my mother and I both know is that we'd crawl with shame in the emptiness we'd made in our own and our father's backyard. So the black walnut tree swings through another year of sun and leaping winds, of leaves and bounding fruit, and month after month, the whip crack of the mortgage. And finally, I'd like to read a poem by Rita Dove, and this is called I Have Been a Stranger in a Strange Land. And it starts with a quotation from Emily Dickinson. Life's spell is so exquisite, everything conspires to break it. It wasn't bliss. What was bliss but the ordinary life? She'd spend hours in patter, moving through whole days, touching, sniffing, tasting, exquisite housekeeping in a charmed world. And yet there was always more of the same. All that happiness, the aimless being there. So she wandered for a while, bush to arbor, lingered to look through a pond's restive mirror. He was off cataloging the universe, probably, pretending he could organize what was clearly someone else's chaos. That's when she found the tree, the dark, crabbed branches, bearing up such speechless bounty. She knew, without being told, this was forbidden. It wasn't a question of ownership. Who could lay claim to such maddening perfection? And there was no voice in her head, no whispered intelligence lurking in the leaves, just an ache that grew until she knew she'd already lost everything except desire, the red heft of it warming her outstretched palm. So that's a little bit of poetry for Poetry Thursday from some phenomenal female poets. As always, I thank you for watching. I hope that you're doing well. I'll speak with you again soon. Take care.